Hello Starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my fitness blog. It is week 12 of the Oxygen Challenge, and it's a 12-week challenge, which means technically this is supposed to be the last week. Should be, but I'll get to that in a minute. Today is Friday. I have been trying to film all week, and it hasn't happened. And I will tell you, it's a combination of a few things. One thing is I've had a lot of family stuff and things that have just sort of kept me from being able to really get work done. And that combined with the fact that I am on lower carb and I've actually been, some might say I'm overdoing my workouts. I've been doing extra workouts because I'm not quite where I wanted to be at this point in the challenge. So the combination of that has really just wiped my energy level, and I've had to kind of cut back. I do think that maybe about a week or two ago, I realized that I was just taking on so much. I think there's something to the fact that when you get really gung-ho about something like a fitness journey or something, that you're just you get empowered and you feel like you can do it all. And I kind of had a wake-up call recently that I can't do it all. I've kind of had to scale back on a few things, and I want to make sure that I still get my 3 videos up a week for you guys. But that's kind of why I haven't had as much time to get all glammed and have my lighting set up and everything, because it's just so much has been going on. And that combined with my energy level being lower, it's not terrible, it's just lower than it usually is. So I mean, I am still eating and I am still keeping track of what I'm eating to make sure that I'm getting the right kind of, fats, carbohydrates, protein. It's lowered, so I'm kind of adjusting to that. But I wanted to check in with you guys, and because this is the last week technically of the challenge, so I wanted to make sure I checked in and did a week 12 video. However, I fully intended to, in this video, the week 12, I was gonna do a fitness update and show you taking my final photos and do an official progress update. I'm not gonna do that in this video, mainly because I'm not taking my pictures right away. Basically, the challenge technically ends on Sunday. This is Friday. I did my last, as part of the challenge, I did my last full body workout. We have abs and optional cardio tomorrow, which I'm going to do, and I've been doing extra stuff, some extra abs, throwing in extra cardio. I know we're not supposed to, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But technically it's supposed to end on Sunday. And my initial thought was okay, I'm gonna do my final photos on Sunday and film it and then edit that and get that up for you on Monday. I'm not going to take my final photos on Sunday. Our final photos are not due. We actually can't even submit them until the 9th, and they're not actually due until September 15th. I am not bikini ready. Yeah, I'm not, and I keep telling myself that I will feel ready for it when the time comes, but I'm not quite there yet. So I'm not going to take my final photos yet, and I'm not going to give you a progress update just yet, which kind of gets into another thing. I don't know if anyone else has been through this, but I do, how do I put this? I do know that my body has made progress, and I know I haven't really shown you much of my body in this journey and stuff, and I know a lot of fitness YouTubers and stuff, they show a lot more of their bodies, but they have better bodies than I do, and they also, or they have fitter bodies, I will say. I think they're also have been showing their bodies more often. A lot of them do fitness competitions or fitness modeling or things like that, and they are more comfortable, I think, in their own skin, even at different weights. For someone like me who has had such a bad body image for so long. I mean, I've gained and lost weight and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like it's an odd thing that you would think that when you get to a better place fitness-wise, and I have made progress. I don't want to make it sound like I didn't make any progress in this Oxygen Challenge. I'm just not right now where I wanted to be at this stage in the challenge. But I'm feeling almost more self-conscious about showing my body, and I think part of it is I kind of got really excited that the challenge was ending, and I ordered some new workout clothes, and I've been in the process of shipping most of them back because they just don't fit the way I was envisioning that they would, which is frustrating. I've tried several different places for leggings. Don't want to spend Lululemon money. I mean, I think that's insane. The leggings I have now are from Kohl's, and I like them, but they're getting really worn out, and I kind of wanted something better, and I tried I tried Buff Bunny, which I think her stuff is really cute and I love her channel, but sizing wise, it didn't work for me and I had to send it back. It's one of those things where I feel like in her sizing charts, I'm kind of in between sizes and I didn't want to go up a size, but going down a size was just not working. And I tried Gymshark. I did a huge Gymshark order, and those leggings, even though I feel like I had the right size and according to their size chart I was in the right size, they give me the worst camel toe ever. Just saying. I don't know if you've ever tried Gymshark. They do make your butt look good, I'm not gonna lie, but the front was like, okay, I can't go out in public like this. It's not happening. Another thing is, like, doing my final photos is a big deal for me because you have to basically wear like a two-piece bathing suit or sports bra and underwear, and I have never worn a two-piece bathing suit in my life. I mean, I've worn like tankinis and stuff, but I've never like showed my midsection in public before. I don't know, it's a challenge for me, and I'm not in a place where I'm comfortable putting on a bikini and showing it for the internet to see. So I'm hoping before the 15th that I will feel better in a bikini and feel confident. Maybe not exactly where I want to be, but feel like I'm close enough to show you the progress. So that's still going to be like a week and a half from now, I would say. Week and a half to 2 weeks. So when I do decide to do that, I will definitely update you. If I decide not to do that, I will update you too. But as of right now, I'm still planning on doing that. I'm just not going to do that in this video. It will be in a future video when I actually do that. Next week's video, I think, is going to be my cool sculpting review. So if you have any final questions or anything before I get to filming that, please leave that in the comment section below. I know a few people have asked me some questions about it, but I'm gonna give you my full review. I wanted to give you kind of a review of the Oxygen Challenge now that I really only have one more ab workout tomorrow as part of the challenge, and I've kind of been incorporating some of my own things. For all intents and purposes, I'm kind of done with the challenge. When this video comes up, I will be completely done with the challenge. So I just want to give you a little bit of a review of the challenge. Now, bear in mind, there are 2 trainers every year. I've only worked with Jamie, who's one of the trainers, different trainers every year. So I get the impression from other people that have done the challenge multiple times, your experience is going to be different with each one. So I can only speak on my general feeling about the challenge based on one trainer. Getting help from our trainer in the Facebook group was great. Having the Facebook group was great to feel like you're part of a community and to go to ask questions. There did sometimes get to be a little bit of noise and sometimes it would get discouraging here or there, but I think anytime you're part of a community, you're gonna get the good with the bad. You're gonna get like the great support or the place you can go to ask questions or the place you can go to cheer people on. But then there's also, I mean, I mentioned in another video, like when you get to a place of like seeing people with like perfect abs, like posting pictures of themselves saying like, not quite there yet. And you're like, shoot me now, just shoot me now. You know, or you kind of get people that like post pictures of like food that's tempting them and they're talking about how proud they are to overcome not eating it, which is great, and I totally support, like, hey, if you've got that kind of willpower, that's great. But it's also like posting pictures of that for people who have food triggers or are in the group because they may have food issues. It's a little bit difficult because like then it's just like, oh, that gorgeous chocolate cake is constantly popping up in my feed every time I want to check the group, and it's like hurting my heart. So, you know, I'm not even a chocolate cake fan. I don't know why I said chocolate cake, but it's just an example of that, you know what I mean? But it's also been like a great supportive community to ask questions, and there are other people who are actually trainers or in the fitness industry that are going along with the challenge. So sometimes you can get like professional advice, not just from our trainer. And our trainer, Jamie, has been great about posting live videos and keeping us updated, and she's been wonderful about giving information and helping people out, and she even shouted out my channel in one of her videos, so shout out to Jamie. Thank you for that. So, I mean, there were a lot of positives about it. Now, as far as like who I think this challenge would be good for, if you're thinking about doing one, they do it every year. I think they have other programs throughout the year, but like their big Oxygen Challenge is like once a year. Obviously, if you are like a complete beginner, like you've never exercised, you're, you know, medically diagnosed as obese, you have a medical condition, you really need to talk to your doctor, and it might not be the best place to start like from scratch. However, if you are, you know, you are somewhat active, you have done exercises and stuff like that, but you're still at beginner level, you definitely could modify everything in this exercise to fit you. So, you know, weights were completely dependent on the person. You were never told like this is the weight you need to be doing. We were encouraged to push ourselves to try heavier weights and things like that, but it was never like, you know, you need to be doing 25s for bicep curls and that, you know what I mean? So all of the exercises could be modified. So if you're someone who maybe, you know, you are somewhat active and you go for walks, but you want to dabble a little bit in, you know, lifting some weights and things like that, or you've done an exercise class at the gym here or there, but you've never really, you're still beginner level, I do think the challenge could be good for you, and it's good motivation. And I also think that some of the people in the group I observed who were relative beginners at exercise and had a significant amount of weight to lose when they started saw great results. Because here's the thing, if you have like a lot of weight to lose, you're, you know, 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds overweight, just the act of like getting active and working out and building some muscle and burning some calories, and just the act of doing that, like the more weight you have to lose, the quicker it starts to come off in the beginning. And I'm not a doctor, and I've taken some fitness classes and workshops and things like that, and I was group fitness certified at one point, so I have studied some of this stuff, but I'm by no means like a personal trainer or anything like that. But I have also been on a diet since I was like 8 years old, so I do know this for a fact that, you know, when you have a lot of weight to lose, it's gonna come off faster because your body doesn't like being in that overweight state, and it wants to shed the weight. And because you're heavier, just the act of like going for a walk or anything like that like is going to burn more calories because you are heavier, like you're weighted. So I definitely think that people, if you have a significant amount of weight to lose, provided that you are safe and you're modifying things to not injure yourself, I think people that were in that situation in this challenge saw great results. Did they necessarily get to be, you know, bikini ready at this point? I don't really know, because not everybody's taking their final pictures, but I mean, nobody's, you know, losing 100 pounds in 12 weeks. If you do, that's actually quite dangerous. So I think this challenge could be good for someone like that, you know, is somewhat active but needs that extra boost and maybe that extra motivation and wants to try something new. Maybe you're you know, just getting into weightlifting or anything like that. Like, I think this could be a good place to start. I also think that this challenge is great for, there's a lot of people in the group that are, you know, they're fitness people and they wanted to try something new and they wanted to try a new challenge and they really wanted to push themselves, but their bodies were already kind of like there and they just wanted like something to like kick it up a notch. I think those people did really well as well. I don't know if doing this challenge was the ideal thing for me personally, and I'm going to explain why. I'm kind of in that middle group of people who, I don't have a significant amount of weight to lose, but I do have quite a bit of body fat. My body naturally carries a lot of extra body fat, especially in my midsection, which is the least healthy place to carry body fat, which is a whole other issue in itself. And I'm also at an age, you know, with hormone levels and things like that, where losing body fat is more difficult because my body is trying to hang on to it. For me, I had just before I got to this challenge, because I knew I was going to do the challenge, so I was really like, oh, I want to start this out good, and I was just kind of, my body was just starting to shed a little bit of fat and weight and stuff when I first started doing the challenge, which was great. But then when we started the challenge, it was about eating more food and building muscle, which is great. And I totally agree with the concept that, first of all, you need to eat more to build muscle, and building muscle is a good thing for a lot of different reasons. And I'm not going to get into all those reasons now because this video would be really long, but I do think that that is a positive thing. However, for someone like me who still had quite a bit of body fat to lose, I did have some muscle, but I wasn't a beginner. I was more of an intermediate. I'd even think, I mean, as far as the exercises go, I kind of fell into more of the advanced category, but I still had a lot of body fat to shed. I feel like doing that muscle building phase in the beginning, it stalled my weight loss by shedding body fat, because it's not just all about the numbers on the scale, but it stalled my shedding body fat phase. But it wasn't really a long enough muscle building phase for me to build significant muscle. And I also wasn't really able to eat as much as I probably needed to in order to build that muscle, because I was too afraid of building back up too much of that body fat that I had lost. which I did gain a little bit back. And now here it is. It's week 12. It's Friday. I did my weigh-in because I do my weigh-in and measurements on Friday. And I have just today gotten back to the weight that I was on week 1 of the challenge. Because I gained a couple pounds and my body fat really hasn't changed much. My measurements have changed. So I mean, I have made improvements. I do think I've toned up. However, I still have a long way to go. And I do feel like once we started the shedding fat phase, it took my body a while to get back into that mode. And now it's like just in that, at that point now where like I've started to see a slight weight loss, and I do know I have to do it slowly. That's really the only way to do it successfully and to keep it off. I kind of feel like if I had pushed myself through the shedding phase in the beginning and not, I mean, I wanted to follow along with the challenge, but I do feel like that did set me back a little bit, whereas I might have shedded more fat if I had continued to shed fat and gotten to that place. So now I would be ready at this point to start building muscle again. Who knows? I mean, it's, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I do feel like it set me back a little bit. So that's kind of what I would say. I mean, I know all the programs are different and all the different challenges are different, but I just feel like for this particular one, for someone in my personal situation, this may not have been the best option. However, I am so glad that I did the challenge. I learned a lot from the challenge, it motivated me a lot, and I'm glad I did it, but there were aspects to it that I think maybe weren't perfect for me. As far as my game plan now, a lot of people in the group are going to do our trainer Jamie's workout. It's a free workout online called Flat to All That, which is mainly muscle building. And I do really want to do that program. It's meant for being in the gym, but I am still thinking I'm gonna adapt it for at home because I don't really know if there's a lot of reasons why I don't think I'm really a fan of joining a gym. I just feel like when I work out at home, it's harder for me to make an excuse, whereas if it's the gym, I'm like, oh, I have to get in my car, I have to drive there, I have to, you know, be seen in public, like whatever. I do know my game plan for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna do a lot of my Jillian Michaels workouts because a lot of those are circuit training and they burn a lot of fat. I'm gonna do some cardio because even though I know everybody is so anti-cardio right now, when you gotta burn fat, you gotta burn fat. I don't believe that I mean, I feel like we go through phases. Like there was a phase where it was like everything was cardio and no one wanted to do weights because they were afraid they were gonna get muscular. And now everybody's like all about the weights and they're like, don't do cardio because you don't need it. And it's like, some people need both. And I really think it's about balance. I mean, it's like, it's kind of like the whole like fat versus carbohydrate thing. Like which one's worse for you? Well, if you have too much of either one, you're gonna have a problem, you know what I mean? Like it's gotta be about balance. So I am gonna increase my cardio because I do wanna shed fat quickly and efficiently. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do some Jillian Michaels workouts over the next sort of week and a half, 2 weeks. Then I'm gonna reevaluate and see where I am. I feel like my body really wants to go back into like a building muscle phase and be able to eat a little bit more. I think because it's kind of getting a little tired and cranky of eating less. And I do miss like weightlifting. I really do like weightlifting. I'm not a fan of cardio, I like my weights. But I want to get my body fat low enough now so that when I start to build muscle, I will start to see it a little bit more. So I'm not feeling as uncomfortable in my body because I'm just like, you know, oh, I'm building all this muscle, but yet I'm still all flabby everywhere. And I also want to get to a point, and I say weight, but I really mean more like my body fat percentage and stuff is at a place where if I do put on a little bit of body fat in the muscle building phase, it won't be traumatic. You know what I mean? It will still be in a place weight body fat wise where I'm comfortable. So that's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna really push hard for the next 2 weeks to see what I can do, and then I'm gonna reevaluate at that point and decide if I need to keep shedding fat or if I can let myself go back into a building phase. And I think there was a part of me that really was hoping like at this point my body would be where I wanted it to be, and I'm starting to realize that it's actually going to be a much longer process. So I mean, I'm fully intending to put in the work, and I'm somebody who's willing to do the work. I want to make sure I'm doing the work. It's going to get me the results that I want. So that's where I am right now in this phase. If you have any questions about the Oxygen Challenge, let me know. I'm gonna do my cool sculpting video soon, so any questions about that, let me know. I'll have that video up for you, and hopefully I will be giving you an update 2 weeks time on where I stand. And I do really want to keep doing like, keep Mondays as like fitness related stuff. And yeah, because that's just, it's what I'm passionate about now. And I'm still going to do beauty videos, but you know, I feel like health and fitness is just something that I'm really passionate about. And I have so much diet experience in my life that I want to share with you guys. So any questions or anything, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. A while back, I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and I truly believe that beauty and makeup and health and fitness and fashion and style saved my life. And I believe it can save yours too. So if you want to join my Starlet squad, be sure you hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social media channels. The links will all be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.